My parents tried to raise me with a new technology. When I was 8, they sat me down and said they were launching something groundbreaking. The experiment, they called it. No hugs, no hand-holding, no comforting pats on the back. Nothing. They were both behavioral psychologists and had convinced themselves physical affection made kids weak. I was to be the test subject for their theory, raising the world's first fully self-sufficient human being. They took it deadly serious. They stocked the house with tongs, gloves, long-handled tools, and eventually installed automated systems to handle anything that would require touch. If I fell and scraped my knee, I got treated by a robot arm. If I cried, they noted it in a logbook. Cameras tracked me 24/7 to make sure I wasn't sneaking in accidental contact. At school, if a teacher patted me on the head or touched my shoulder, my parents filed formal complaints. After a few months of that, they pulled me out entirely. I wasn't even allowed to brush shoulders with strangers. To keep people away, they made me wear shirts that said contagious skin condition. No one came close, ever. At first, I was starving for touch. I'd press myself against walls, bump into things on purpose, even slam myself to the ground just to feel something. My parents praised it as self-regulation. They were thrilled. To them, it was proof the experiment was working. But by age 10, I was unraveling, rocking back and forth, hitting myself, pulling out my hair in clumps. They took notes, just more data. When I got food poisoning and was hospitalized, a nurse touched my neck to check my lymph nodes, and I burst into sobs. I hadn't felt human skin in 5 years. That triggered a report to social services. But my parents were ready. They had fake studies, fake expert testimonies, and somehow convinced a judge their whole experiment was legal and supervised. The case got dropped. That's when they took it up a notch. They built a touch-proof room, padded walls, thick temperature-controlled clothes, no sensation, no texture, nothing. I was living in a dead zone. By 13, I couldn't remember what a hug felt like. My parents threw a party to celebrate that milestone. Then Dr. Mills showed up. She was assigned to validate their research, but something felt off. She slipped me a folded note during her visit. Just 5 words. I'm going to help you. That one moment lit something up inside me, but my parents must have sensed it, because she was gone the next day. They announced Phase 2, complete sensory elimination. They had developed some kind of gel, a topical anesthetic that completely killed nerve sensation. A full-body numbness solution, my mom said, like she was describing a new lotion. I remember pressing my hands against the cold glass of a window that night, trying to feel it one last time, just to remember. The next morning, they strapped me down and injected the gel into my hands. I thrashed. I begged. They recorded everything like it was another line in a spreadsheet. Numbness spread like poison. I watched my fingers move, but couldn't feel them. It wasn't pain. It was absence. Emptiness. Worse than pain. That night, lying in my bed, I noticed something behind the air vent. Another note from Dr. Mills. She'd overheard them. My parents were planning to move me to a private lab within 24 hours. Full lockdown. No oversight. No escape. I had one night to figure out what to do. The next morning, things got chaotic fast. My dad got a call. Something about a court order. Dr. Mills had filed an emergency petition. My parents freaked. They prepped more syringes. I heard them say they were going to finish the protocol before the system could step in. I faked unconsciousness while they set up. When they turned their backs, I grabbed a restraint pole and swung, knocked over the tray. Syringes hit the floor. My mom lunged at me with another needle. That's when Dr. Mills burst into the room, with officers and a real social worker. Chaos. Shouting. My mom actually tried to inject my neck. An officer tackled her before she could. They got me out. Straight to the hospital. The nerve gel wasn't permanent, but it would take months to wear off. I needed physical therapy. I couldn't feel my arms for weeks. But Dr. Mills stayed. She fought for me every step of the way. She was the first adult who treated me like a person, not a dataset. Click the full story to see what happened next.